Adesanya Davies knocks Peter Obi over his statement turned church vigil to night shift. And now to the news info. Segun Adeyemi, a senior reporter in Pulse Nigeria, has it in a recent report that the former Labour Party presidential candidate in 2023, Peter Obi, on Sunday has called for reforms to Nigeria's religious and political culture, suggesting that excessive church activities are hindering productivity. It was reported that speaking on the snippet of Honest Bunch podcast released on Saturday, November 2, 2024, Obi argued for shifting the focus from night vigils to night shifts, urging Nigerians to prioritize productivity, he said. It is attractive, politics and church, but it has to be dismantled, Obi stated. We are going to turn night vigil into night shifts so that people can be productive. He stressed the need for a balance, acknowledging his own Christian faith while urging moderation in religious engagement. In his perspective, he would prefer to redirect energy towards economic activities and societal advancements, paving the way for a more developed and balanced nation. Obi expressed concerns over the dominance of church-related signs and activities across the country. If I go from here to my house, the only signboards you see are those of churches, he pointed out. However, in the midst of an outrage by Nigerians on the statement, former presidential candidate of Mass Action Joint Alliance (MAJA) in 2019, Bishop Professor Funmilayo Adesanya Davies has also expressed a dissenting opinion, saying to Obi, "This is an infringement on religious traditions." Adesanya Davies knocks Peter Obi over the statement, stating, "With due respect, sir, this statement is quite provocative and annoying after how the Christian community supported you during the 2023 elections." She further explains, a presidential candidate promising to turn church vigils into a night shift is quite an unusual, contentious and embarrassing stance. This statement raises several concerns regarding the candidate's understanding of the separation of church and state, as well as their priorities for the nation. Because I don't understand, church is not the problem here. Church is the least of your worries. Because it is our government, our president, that are not doing what they are supposed to do. So how many jobs do we have in this country that you have to go on night shifts, except you're a doctor or you're a nurse? Except for that. So, is it the church that will build factory for them in this country? No, it is not the church. The church has their own wahala to face. So the people that are in power should do their job and leave church out of this matter. Because what church do now? Separation of church and state. In a democratic society, the government should maintain neutrality regarding religious practices. Interfering with church activities could be seen as overstepping this boundary. The Constitution protects the right to freedom of religion, and the government should not dictate how churches operate. Prioritizing national issues, furthermore, turning church vigil into a night shift seems unrelated to pressing national concerns like economic growth, healthcare, education, or security. A presidential candidate's focus should be on addressing these critical issues to improve citizens' lives. Abi? Additionally, dictating the schedule of religious activities undermines the principle of religious freedom. Individuals should be able to practice their faith without government interference. It is essential to critically evaluate campaign promises and consider their feasibility, impact, and alignment with national priorities. Voters should seek candidates with realistic and beneficial plans for the country's progress. She concluded, for the record, it is better for any government to provide job opportunities for citizens than to start counting the number of church buildings on the streets. While you have forced them to solely depend on praying at night vigils, Abi, when we don't have any other thing to look up to, is it not God that we will call? Is it not church that we will go to? Since you people have decided to suffer Nigerians, the only place they can turn to is God. Probably God will save us from all of them. So you're not saying that vigils should stop and everything. We should start night shifts. When you were going to be the president, I saw you in camp. You went for experience. It was in the night. You went to camp. It was in the night. You didn't complain at that time. But now you are complaining, saying that churches are too much. We have enough lands in this country. Enough of land that they can use to build factories. Tell the president to do that. Tell the people in power to do that and leave churches alone. While you have forced them to solely depend on praying at night vigils, depending on the almightiness of God, as you are slacking in your responsibilities. In another report in Punch by Adebayo Folorunsho Francis on Sunday, 4th November, Obi makes a U-turn on his comments, says his position on church vigils was distorted and misrepresented. Reacting via a statement issued by his media aide Ibrahim Omar, in the wake of the outrage, the former presidential candidate said his account was twisted and blown out of proportion. That is why you should quit going for all these podcasts and going up and down talking on whatever things that is not relevant. The statement partly reads, "Our attention has been drawn to a huge twist in this recent media interview, saying erroneously that he called for the dismantling of churches in Nigeria." Obi's comment on turning church vigils into night shifts, by the headline given to the interview, the import of Obi's message has been greatly overturned and grossly distorted to serve a mischievous end. The Labour Party leader is well known as a man of strong faith who has enormous respect and love for every religion, and tried in the referenced interview to bring to Nigerians how religion can be more effective in their lives. Obi in the interview was merely underscoring what Apostle James said in faith without works is unhelpful. When Obi said that he would turn night vigil into production night, he was only stressing the importance of worshipping God through work. But people go to work. All the 9 to 5 jobs is not enough. People will wake up by 3, 4 to go to work, do 9 to 5, come back around 8, 9, 10. They'll take care of their family and the next day they'll continue. But still, you're not okay with that one. You still want them to do night shifts. Meanwhile, other commentators, following an article titled "You Used and Dumped the Church as Nigerians Criticize Peter Obi," writes, Daniel Rega says, Peter Obi is talking about politics and church. Imagine the hypocrisy coming from the same person who was seen attending different churches during the campaign season. Why didn't he talk about turning night vigils into night shifts back then? Or the churches he attended don't hold night vigils? Some things are better left unsaid. It made 0 point. I'm telling you. Especially when you go to that Nedu's podcast. Even after the podcast, he's still the one that will use a misleading title to deceive Nigerians. And some people will not read. They won't read. They won't go through the interview. They won't watch the interview. They will just hold on to that headline. And so why won't they misquote you? There are some shows that you don't need to go to. There are some podcasts you know that they don't have integrity. They just want to pull crowd. They just want to make money, and they will use you as headline. That is what they are doing. Bumiero says, we know Obi as an hypocrite. He used religion to his advantage during the election. He was the poster boy as the most holy candidate in Nigeria, using churches. He should keep deceiving himself and his followers. It is well. See, Atwas Papin says, Peter Obi used and abandoned the church, just as President Bola Ahmed Tinubu used and abandoned the mosque. They will both go back in 2027 when the campaign season opens, and it's time to use religion as a tool to garner gullible Nigerians' votes. I hope that Nigerians are now wise and will not be gullible to let our politicians to use religion as a means to get our votes. My listeners, over to you. Leave your thoughts in the comment section. Don't forget to like, to share, and subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.